welcome to BAM, Being Anxious, Anxious Me. Now today, I want to talk about body language. What is body language? Anything that has to do with nonverbal communication. And of course, research actually shows that a lot of it is 75 to 95% of what we communicate on a daily basis. It either supports it or it contradicts it. Why is body language important? A lot of what our communication and our anxiety comes from is the communication, right? So we're trying to articulate something, we're trying to express ourselves, our emotions, and we can't. So it builds anxiety. Why? Because we feel like there's this need for survival, right? And this comes from trying to avoid dying, right? Why is this? Because, it can go to the Bible, like the beginning was the Word, right? So there's always this resonance with our own physiology between our voices, our thoughts, and our bodies, right? Heart, body, mind, and soul, right? Same thing. So you're going into it. Why does it matter? All right, so a lot of what people perceive of us is through our body language, right? So there's 5 points. Eye contact, the gestures. From there, you have this posture, right? So if you have confident posture or if you have really bad posture, and then movement within this speaking space. And this is basically anytime that we're trying to express ourselves. People that use their hands a lot feel like they're speaking another language, and it's true because there's a lot of research behind it. So how do we go about this, right? Basically our behaviors, our demeanors, have to be pretty accepting. We have to accept ourselves. We have to be very patient. We also have to be very aware of our posture. Sometimes when we're feeling like we're scared or anything like that, people can see that. So what I want you to do is, anytime you feel like you're anxious, I want you to take a really happy posture, right? Or next, you can exaggerate gestures. Sometimes when you're stifled, this word stifled is basically going into a paralysis, or you can't move. You feel like some resistance, something is pulling you back. This stifledness is basically dissipated by taking action and exaggerating your gestures. Sometimes when you want to scream or clap or jump up, yeah, you ready? So we're working on that. And of course, our epinephrine, our dopamine will accelerate, and even oxytocin. You can visualize this. You can visualize getting a hug, and even that will definitely do so much more wonders than getting a hug itself. Why? Because it releases the oxytocin, and what oxytocin does, it levels out your anxiety. Sometimes you will have anxiety. That's just inevitable. You have to accept that. You can't resist it. Okay, so with these exaggerated emotions, you get the momentum that you want to go, and then you drive the car, right? Because we're trying to be like water. You have to go with the flow, basically. Now, there's 3 points. Basically, it's how grounded we are, how confident we are, and this willpower do we have. So basically, sometimes when we lose our grounding, our adrenaline shoots up, and we panic. So what you want to do is surrender. You want to surrender to that. And basically, this is the internal part. You're trying to know your emotions, and this is how you evaluate them. Next is the confidence. We shy from connection, and this gives us a lot of guilt. And what we're trying to do is, again, be like water. The other one was more groundedness. This was more liquid. And then the final one is going to be more like fire or smoke or condensation, basically evaporation. Sorry. So we have to be very accepting of the fact that we have to forgive ourselves for being shameful. Again, we're going back to that video of shame, right? So what is shame? Anything that gives us fear or guilt or this disappointment, right, of ourselves. And these things happen all the time. So what we're trying to do is move from here to different levels, if possible, depending on the situation. And the final one would be this insecurity that we don't par up to other people. And this happens a lot, and you have to accept it. You just can't deny it. We're all human. We all have this tendency to survive ourselves because we're born ourselves, and then we die ourselves, because it's our lives, ourselves together. So in Unity, you take all these in consideration. You work with the internal ones first, and then try to do it with the external. So know what you're feeling from there, express it from your body, and if you can use it as a pace, use it, and then you lead, right? So of course this topic will take a lot longer to actually elaborate on. Anything that has to do with body language is very sophisticated. It goes into a science. I'll actually have more episodes on it, little by little, with different situations and circumstances. Of course, if anybody has any questions on specific body language, like for work, for presentation, or anything that has to do with acting, you can let me know. I can definitely make a video out of it. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free, put them down. Alright guys, so I'm out and about, what I just talked about. Peace.